Why do we suffer? Why does frustration rise when life does not go as planned? Why do anger, anxiety, and disappointment often feel beyond our control? Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher from over 2,000 years ago, asked the same questions. He was once a slave, yet through his mind, discipline, and wisdom, he discovered the secret to true freedom. Understanding what is within our control and letting go of what is not. Imagine a life where you are no longer tossed about by every frustration, every insult, every disappointment. A life where your mind remains calm, even when the world around you rages. This is the promise of Stoicism. This is the path Epictetus offers. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and find peace in a world that will never be entirely in your hands. Today, we step onto that path to explore the wisdom that has guided countless souls toward resilience, serenity, and inner freedom. Epictetus, born into slavery, he knew firsthand the harsh realities of life. Yet, he was not defined by his circumstances. He became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers the world has ever known. Epictetus taught that true freedom does not come from wealth, power, or external conditions. It comes from within. It comes from mastering our mind, our judgments, and the way we respond to the world. He showed that our suffering often arises, not from the events themselves, but from our attachment to things we cannot control. And he offered a simple, profound solution. Focus on what is yours, your thoughts, your actions, your choices, and accept what lies beyond your power. His teachings have transcended centuries, guiding people from all walks of life to live with resilience, serenity, and wisdom. And now, we will step into the philosophy of Epictetus to learn how to reclaim control over our minds and find peace in a world that will never be fully in our hands. Today, many of us live in a world that feels out of control. We are constantly pulled in every direction by work, responsibilities, relationships, and the endless noise of modern life. Small frustrations turn into anger, disappointments weigh heavily on our minds, and anxiety creeps into even the quietest moments. We often feel powerless, as if the world dictates our emotions, our choices, our peace of mind. Social media magnifies comparison and discontent. We obsess over things we cannot change, wasting energy on events, opinions, and circumstances that are simply beyond our control. And yet, our suffering is not caused by life itself. It comes from the way we respond, from the desire to control what cannot be controlled, and the refusal to accept what simply is. Epictetus teaches us that freedom, serenity, and resilience are possible if we learn to focus on what is ours to govern and let go of what is not. Lesson 1. Control what you can. The first lesson from Epictetus is simple, yet it is the foundation of freedom. Control what you can. We cannot command the world. We cannot dictate how others act, what they say, or how life unfolds. But we can control our own minds, our thoughts, our judgments, and our responses. Every emotion we feel, every decision we make, is shaped by our perception. By mastering our mind, we regain power over our experience. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. You cannot stop the wind, the rain, or the thunder, but you can stand tall, anchored in your choices, deciding how you face it and how you move through it. Control is not about rigidly holding on. It is about clarity, self-discipline, and conscious action. It is taking responsibility for your life, for the energy you expend, for the attention you give. Even small actions matter. Choosing patience instead of anger, reflection instead of reaction, action instead of complaint. Epictetus reminds us, when we focus on what is ours to govern, we reclaim our freedom. We become the captain of our mind, and no external circumstance can shake our inner peace. Lesson 2. Accept what you can't. The second lesson from Epictetus is just as vital. Accept what you can't control. Life is full of events beyond our power. The past we cannot change, the actions of others, the twists of fate, the uncertainties of the world. Resistance only brings suffering. Anger, frustration, regret. These are the chains we place upon ourselves. When we cling to what is beyond our reach, acceptance is not surrender. It is not weakness. It is the courage to face reality as it is, without illusions or denial. Imagine standing by the ocean. The waves crash relentlessly. You cannot command them, but you can stand, watch, and move with grace rather than fighting in vain. When we accept what we cannot change, we release the burden of wasted energy, we free our minds from unnecessary suffering, and we find space for clarity, action, and peace. Epictetus teaches us that serenity is born from discerning the difference between what we can change and what we must let be. By letting go of the uncontrollable, we regain control over ourselves. We no longer react blindly to circumstance. We respond with wisdom, intention, and calm. This is the essence of Stoic freedom, to act where we can and to accept where we cannot. Lesson 3. Inner freedom through Stoicism. When we combine these two lessons, controlling what we can and accepting what we cannot, we step into the heart of Stoic wisdom. Inner freedom. True freedom is not found in wealth, status, or comfort. It is found in the mastery of our own mind. When we stop being ruled by every frustration, every disappointment, every fear, we regain a clarity and serenity that no external circumstance can touch. Imagine walking through a storm. The wind howls, the rain pelts down, but inside, you are calm, anchored, unshakable. This is the Stoic ideal, to face life as it comes, with courage, composure, and wisdom. To act where we can, and to release what we cannot. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, to strengthen, to refine our character. Every difficulty, instead of being a source of suffering, becomes a teacher. Epictetus teaches that peace is not passive. It is earned through discipline, through discernment, through the conscious choice to live in harmony with reality. When we embrace Stoicism, we are no longer prisoners of circumstance. We are masters of our inner world. And in that mastery, we find the freedom and tranquility that every human heart seeks. Life will always challenge us. Circumstances will arise that we cannot control. People will act in ways we do not expect. Events will unfold beyond our influence. But the power of Epictetus's wisdom lies here. We are never powerless. We always have authority over our own minds, our judgments, and our choices. Control what you can and accept what you cannot. In this simple truth lies freedom. Freedom from unnecessary suffering. Freedom from anger, frustration, and regret. Freedom to respond with clarity, wisdom, and peace. Every moment offers an opportunity to act with intention, to embrace reality as it is, and to cultivate a life of serenity, resilience, and inner strength. By practicing Stoicism, we step out of chaos and into mastery, not over the world, but over ourselves. And in mastering ourselves, we discover a profound truth. The greatest power, the truest peace, and the deepest freedom have always been within us.